Good morning, everyone. I pretty much just got out of bed and I wanted to touch base with you guys about some things that have been going on because there is like a lot going on right now. I feel like it has all happened in a relatively short amount of time. I put gym clothes on right when I got out of bed to encourage myself to go to the gym. So hopefully I can do that after I finish venting about my life. But yeah, for those of you guys who are interested in just keeping up with more personal things in my life, this is going to be the time when I talk about all of those things. So basically, I have been training for a new job, and I'm actually really excited about it. If you guys watched my video that I posted a while back where I talk about work, then you already know all of my struggles with that. But I basically have just been having a really hard time for the past few years working in nightlife because I've been doing it for so long. And even though the job that I just started training for is also in nightlife, the energy feels more positive, and I don't know, I just don't feel like that nervous anxiety feeling. It just feels like it's gonna be a much better fit, and I haven't really felt like I've had a great job since I moved to LA. Like, even if I'm not working my dream job, I just wanna feel like I'm at peace with it and not like it's a source of anxiety and depression for me. So as that progresses, I will definitely keep you guys in the loop with what's going on with that. And I actually just quit one of my other jobs, which felt very toxic for me. It was just like not a good match. I felt just very negative every time I went to work. But right now I feel like I'm in a really good place. So anyways, last night I was training at this job, and I've been training for about maybe like a week and a half. And while I've been training, I haven't really been able to check my phone, obviously because I'm at work. But I went to the bathroom like halfway through my shift, and I checked just to see if I had any text messages. And my boyfriend had sent me a text that was like, I had a small motorcycle accident and I had to get a couple of stitches. One of my worst fears has always been Nick having a motorcycle accident and something horrible happening. So I immediately felt super nervous, even though I did know that he was okay. And I felt relieved about that a little bit, but I just still had those like extremely nervous feelings because it's like been one of my worst fears. Motorcycles really freak me out. I just feel like in general it is a very dangerous sport, especially if you're riding around in like a high traffic area like Los Angeles, but he actually doesn't do that. His bike is more of like an off-roading bike, so he was riding on a trail, and luckily the accident did not involve anybody else, and he is okay, so very happy about that obviously. But I knew that he was kind of like downplaying it and that it was actually probably a little bit worse than he was making it out to be. And of course, he got like a million stitches in his face. He cut like above his eye on one side. But yeah, it's a pretty serious injury. And luckily, you know, it wasn't on his actual eye because that could have been a lot worse. And he has like road rash all over his body. And of course he downplayed that too. Like, we were sitting on the couch last night and I was like rubbing his arm, and he was like, actually, can you not do that? And I looked at his arm and it was just like covered in fucking cuts. For those of you guys who are into motorcycling or biking, please be careful. It's really scary. When this happened, Nick was wearing a helmet, he was wearing knee pads, he was wearing like a whole suit, and it still kind of fucked him up when he fell off. So, you know, you just have to be very aware. His biggest concern last night was that I wasn't gonna like the way his face looked anymore with a scar on his face. But of course, obviously, I do not care about that. I'm just extremely happy that he's alive. All right, so I am making breakfast for myself right now. I haven't gone grocery shopping in probably like a week and a half, and we're going to Mexico in a few days, so I'm at the point where I kind of like don't want to buy a ton of food before we leave and have it go bad, but I'm also like, we need to buy food. For breakfast, I'm making some of this weird looking purple hot cereal. It's actually made from purple corn, and it has pea protein and cinnamon and some spices, and I actually really like it. It's pretty good, but it is like a very different and unique flavor. I'm also having one of my turmeric, lemon, ginger, and cayenne waters, and some of this iced coffee that I talked about in my other video. That's so good. I've been like pre-batching these, so I make them the night before for the next morning. And this is like my absolute favorite drink right now. And I like to drink out of these little glasses for some reason. So I'm gonna have some of that and some of my weird purple cereal. Now that that's finished, I'm just going to add a little bit of vegan butter and some sliced almonds and some cherries. So this is my makeshift breakfast. It kind of tastes like healthier cream of wheat. If you guys ever had that when you were growing up, I know my mom used to buy it sometimes. I don't really know what else to compare it to, but it has like a similar texture to that. And these containers are great because if you don't want to drink the whole container at one time, you can reseal it with the lid and then just stick them back in the fridge. I also got a new cactus in the background, if you guys can see it over there. It's like really tall. And we literally bought them from somebody's backyard on Craigslist. If I bought this in Los Angeles, like central LA, it would seriously be like $500 because it's like almost 6 feet tall. I mean, it's a little bit shorter than me and I'm 5'11". But yeah, like this was 60 bucks and we got another one outside that was like 25 or 30. And then he just gave this one to us for free. I feel like it's the new secret plant spot for all of my succulent and cactus needs. I also got this plant recently and it is seriously thriving. And this leaf grew in like 5 days. And every time it grows a new leaf, I just die. Pretty much anytime any of my plants grow, I just seriously get so excited. It's like taking care of a little kid that's growing up, but it's a plant and it's more awesome. I'm also in the process of turning our laundry room into like a small plant room. This plant is not a vegetarian. I'm still planning on doing a house tour and a plant tour at some point soon. Those are probably going to have to be 2 separate videos because I feel like the plant video is gonna be really long. We are basically at the point where we are living in an actual jungle. And I feel like this video now is already gonna be really long. So I'm probably going to stop talking right now. I was actually supposed to train at my job again today, but they told me that they didn't think I needed any more training. And I'm just gonna try to have like a productive day and kind of arrange the house and put away these gross bandages. There are literally like medical supplies all over our kitchen right now. It seriously smells like a hospital in here and that's like the worst smell. Also, not that there is anything funny about the situation that happened, but Nick absolutely hates Band-Aids or anything that's sticky that like adheres to your skin. He cannot stand them. So I'm sure that he is actually like cringing inside having to wear a bandage on his face right now. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I look really forward to seeing you in my next video, which should be very soon. And I will talk to you then.